Welcome to this BMW road trip where we will find out how often BMW drivers use their turn signal. I was shocked by the outcome. I have to admit I was wrong. I thought more than 50% forget to use it. BMW cars are on the first place in Romania at numbers of accidents according to insurance companies. 4 in 5 cars had at least one insurance claim. So, this video is more relevant than I thought. At the end of this video, I will say my conclusion and is relevant for all drivers, not only for BMW owners. I will not put all the videos from the study here, only some, but it's important to make you understand from where all this starts. In this video, the BMW in front will scratch my car. As you can see, contrary to most beliefs about this brand, this driver decided to move sluggish. Half the speed limit in this area, but if he decided to turn his signal on, my reaction would have been different. Many will say I am at fault in some way, but all I do is to respect the traffic rules. At the beginning of this video, I presented that 80% of BMW drivers were involved in an accident at least once. The reason some of BMW drivers are involved in so many accidents may be forgetting to turn the signal on. This being said, my study shows contrary with this incident. Signaling is not the #1 reason why BMW is the most crashed car, but having it the whole stupid drivers. Imagine my shock when my study conclusion is that 70% of them use the turn signal. But not only this, from that 30% that do not, most of them were SUV. This made me think to repeat the study, going after all SUV no matter the brand. My conclusion is that it doesn't matter the brand, the only one who is at fault is the driver. As you can see, the weird function in BMW signal system is not to blame nor the rate of signaling but the mentality of the driver. BMW drivers are, in fact, known to signal a whopping 70% of the time. But the other 30% has led many to consider that BMW drivers are the ultimate no-signal guys. BMW cars are popular among those who like to drive fast, often pushing limits and squeezing through tight spaces. But, as I will demonstrate in this video, BMW drivers turn their signal on more often than you think. And they do this almost the same amount as Audi drivers. Also, you will find out in this video why there are not so many BMW race cars, how E36 BMW lost in appearance in the Fast and Furious movie, and why most of the drivers choose this brand based on marketing, not performance. So, while you might not see often a BMW on the racetrack, you might find one weaving through traffic like a race car. But if you pay close attention, as I did, BMW cars that are showing light before turning are in majority, than those who are not showing any light sign. I made this sociologic study 3 times and every time the results were the same. If you stick this far, I apologize for this robotic voice. But my voice has a strong European accent and I think is worse than an AI voice. But I need to present this amazing discovery and all the facts that come with it. But, first, let's start by clear another problem that made me redo this project, the difference between BMW signal lever and other cars. Someone on the internet point out that BMW signal thingy works different than on other cars. I never knew this before. As you can see, the lever returns to the initial position, like you never touch it. Every time you try to use it, and this seems to be a problem. Because, on other cars, the lever remain in the position where you want to turn. After I complete the second attempt on this project and I was ready to publish, this technical difference made me remake to be sure that I include everything that could make an impact. After I was convinced by testing this theory, that is in fact a difference. I asked BMW drivers about this and seems that not all of them notice it. And most of them didn't blame this difference being the problem of not signaling. So, the claim that this could make BMW drivers to not use the mandatory signal when turning may not be important, according to them. Now, let's go back to the study and all the data I find by filming in traffic, at different hours and different days, all of 7 days of the week. If you are not passionate about statistics and sociology, you can stop the video here. I have put almost all the important numbers in this video till now, but I left a few mistakes here and there and rounded the figures for involvement. For example, I know that 70 plus 31 is 101, and I hope this will come out as a running joke on this channel. Now, let's see the 101 reasons why I think BMW drivers are, in fact, turning their signal on as often as other drivers. In 7 days of filming in traffic from Monday to Sunday, I managed to stop at 101 BMW cars that my dashcam recorded. And that is why this project became more complicated than I wanted. I could have hidden a BMW under the rug, but percent are percent, and here we go. Actually, at the beginning I rounded up the value of BMW cars that had the flashing lights running. And yes, just a little over 6,969% decided to turn the table, and almost 31% decided that is not the case to bother with that thing under the wheel. I gather more in the work week than in the week. But mostly because the first period has 5 days and the weekend has only 2 days and maybe a half. But it seems that BMW drivers manage to forget about the signal more in the weekend than in the other 5 days because the rules don't apply in their free time. And don't get me started on SUV cars, because there are around 50-50 chances that a BMW SUV will signal. This is the rate I expected from all the BMW S. But no, only SUV managed to get that low. This study makes me to reconsider my opinions about BMW drivers and thinking to start Chase's SUV, not only the BMW brand. And what this study conclude is that my assumption was wrong. And the ultimate proof is my comparative study between BMW and Audi. I tested Audi drivers with the same parameters and the outcome is almost the same. I made this study from a generous portion taken from the whole cake. I have Ivana. This study was made from the point of the observer with all the sociologic parameters checked. Margin of error plus minus 5%. You'll think, after seeing the driving style of most of BMW owners, that his brand is part of racing world. But this is not the case. Since 2015, BMW lost almost all connection with driving competitions. They still have some involvement, but they are not all in. This is because they failed to win a lot of race, and this surely had an impact on sales. And maybe they decided that people will always find BMW cars race-ready, mostly because of rear traction and how people will see the owner. But the subject of this video is the rate of signaling in BMW cars, and I was definitely wrong. So here we are at the end of my first episode of this series. The result of this study shocked me, and I wonder what else I am wrong. After seeing all this BMW cars with indicator lights flashing, I decide that the next episode is about rush in traffic and how much time could a driver recover by switching lanes and driving fast. If you learned something new and you liked this video, do what you do usually in this situation.